I'm at Frankie Ward.
Good morning, good morning. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the...
Ja.
Will be updates to existing franchises and titles. Others will be exclusive world. Hello to all of you up in the back.
Wir dachten schon, wir würden dieses Wort nie wieder hören.
From all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We're happy to have you. My name is... Hello to all of you up in the balcony, and of course, thanks to you tuning in live from all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from, welcome. We're happy to have you. My name is Dana, and I'm one of your hosts for this event. Joining me is the fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hello. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone. Now, for you guys at home, for the first time, whatever platform you're watching on, we are going to be pulling your clever comments. Just remember that. It's like clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, and making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them live. And one of the things we're especially looking for are your questions for the Borderlands 3 team, because Sean, you've got a mission to put their questions to the development center.
That's right. Midway through this show, I'm going to be asking those questions to the creative director of Borderlands 3. Use hashtag PC Gaming Show, and we'll read them live. Until then, let's start the PC Gaming Show with our very first title from UK developer Rebellion. Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius, a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now, Rebellion is ready to reveal its nefarious vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show, who's ready to stroke a cat menacingly? Here it is! The world is free to reveal for Evil Genius 2 World Domination.
Exclusive.
Es gibt mal einen zweiten Teil.
Okay. Money. Na klar. Was war das denn, ey?
Ach, ein Heilbecken. Jeder gute Bösewicht hat ein Heilbecken.
Evil Genius. Genius.
Schon müssen auf sich warten lassen.
Vampire, the masquerade bloodline series is accepted as one of the most beloved RPGs ever. And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Soda and Cara Ellison. Now, Brian, you were a writer on the very first game, so what does it mean for you to finally get to work on the sequel?
It means that a lot of people have very high expectations of the ethos.
Well, let's take a look at whether you are going to meet them, because we are going to take a look at the world's first gameplay footage.
Exclusive. Geht mir so auf den Sack. Ich hab schon dieses Wort.
Guess I have to be the one to test.
Ah.
You're dead.
Oh yeah.
Mein Paradox lebt immer noch.
World of Darkness.
You're obviously new to this whole existence, but truth is, most of you types won't even make it a whole year.
Willst du jetzt mich verarschen? Im besten Moment kommst du.
Muss ich wieder scheiß Apple vordrängeln.
Ja.
Beachte mich.
Apple.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vampire!
We're all fighting over scraps here.
Aber wenn sie noch ein bisschen mehr zeigen, dann könnte es bestimmt geil sein wie der erste.
Wenn es schon von Anfang an klar wird, dass die Zielgame werden, weil sie schon damit verkaufen, dann tut es mir leid, denn das ist ohnehin abgehackt verkaufen schon. Dann ist es schon darauf aus, wieder dir mehr aus der Tasche zu ziehen, als es eigentlich sein sollte.
Guys, what does it mean to be a vampire in this world?
So in what it is, it's kind of a darker version of our world, and the vampires need to keep their
Befasst euch mit dem Pen and Paper Regelwerk Ende, dann ist alles erzählt. Mann.
Staying hidden in the shadows while also needing to feed
Nicht wirklich.
kind of manipulating us.
Naja, im Prinzip schon.
We're talking about feeding on
Which
human
box
beings.
will you
Flashback
play
to
first?
last year's show.
Ah,
It's not just a
Im Moment
case
sah...
of sucking blood and filling up the health.
Ja, langsam, langsam.
That's right.
Jetzt kommt's.
We have the resident system, which means that essentially vampires kind of like see the emotional resonance of human beings,
Ja,
fear or desire, and then they
die
can
Malkavien.
feed on those people to like feel the same thing
Warum wohl?
as human beings do to feel more alive, and that can give you like extra boosts.
Woran liegt
And there were
das?
some really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of relationships are we
That's
gonna be
very
building with them
interesting.
today?
Well, very fragile, very volatile
Pre-Alpha.
relationship, very
Ja.
mature
668
relationship, so it can
Pepsi.
be a fun time.
Hä?
And one
Dunkelheit.
thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and
zwei zu viel, dann wär's
Dr.
perfekt
Ross, Dracula
gewesen.
or Brad Pitt. And to be honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt into the game because then I'm definitely playing it. You actually have to adjust to your environment to become a vampire.
That's right. So essentially,
Ja, ihr könnt alle reden, aber
when you were made as a vampire,
wie es am Ende wirklich sein wird,
very
ist
young
dann wieder was
vampire, a lot of
anderes.
other
Ja,
vampires
meistens so.
at the same time.
Können dann alle vom Pferd erzählen, weißt du?
And that means
Ja.
that essentially,
Am Ende ist es doch ganz anders, als es eigentlich sein sollte.
You're having a relatively good time.
Nicht mal, wenn es derselbe Typ ist, der das macht?
Ja, solange die ganz oben das sagen, weißt du, die ganzen Krawatten so, ist es immer so.
Ja, dann würde ich aber...
Wir werden schon, wir halten schon irgendwo die Hoffnung rein, aber es ist dann immer die Frage, kommt es dieser Geldfalle dann wieder
And Brian, first game came out
Anlauf?
in 2004. You've been waiting 15 years
Oder
for
wurde
this.
wieder irgendwas
Any pressure?
abgeknüpft, was zu viel Zeit.
But yeah, we're
Ja,
Wir
entweder...
hatten nicht genug Zeit, um
Ja,
zu implementieren.
ja, entweder bringt man Geduld mit oder es gibt kein Geld in dem Fall.
Wenn die Leute sagen,
So I think you've convinced everyone here now. When are we going to be able to play the game?
we're going Q1 next year.
Fantastic. When can
und
we
dann
learn?
noch, ja, mit DLC musst du dazu sagen,
Thank you so
was
much,
eigentlich hätte
Brian,
schon
for
längst
good
im
luck.
Spiel
Give it
selbst
up,
hätte sein
guys.
sollen.
Now, have you
Siehst du, da
ever
fängst du
wanted
schon
to play
an,
Dwarf
wenn du sowas
Fortress
siehst.
in space?
Das ist doch wieder
Somehow
so
there is a space station sim from Omelette Games and Chucklefish. After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt to find refuge under the stars. Your task is to manage a colony capable of sustaining life, crafting components, controlling colonists, and sending out crews to mine asteroids. But when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Salamander.
Schade. Was kommt jetzt?
Ja, ich habe nicht verstanden, wie viel Muschel. Irgendwas von, ja.
Ach du Scheiße.
Entweder im Weltall oder wo.
Oh Gott, sowas.
Customer. Eigentlich.
Errichte dein Wohlter. Oder was auch immer.
So,
Was ist das? Harvest Moon mit Starboard?
ja. So ungefähr.
You think you can stop me? Prepare to be destroyed. Okay. Moment. Das ist Dungeon Keeper in Sci-Fi.
Ja.
Jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, das sah voll danach aus, du Witzvieh.
Also irgendwie...
Es streckt hier bis zum geht nicht mehr. Ey. Was ist das für eine behinderte Hurenscheiße hier? Entschuldigung.
Get better, Axel.
Our next guests both started as modders.
Schön, dass nichts funktioniert richtig, ey.
Now,
Vielleicht versucht ihr es mal mit einer anderen Regierung, den Schrott, ey.
let's welcome to the stage from Tripwire, John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
Hey, Sean.
Now I understand. Both you started as modders, working independently, and run your own studio. What, talking about the collaboration that you started together.
Yeah, Steve. So we've known the Torn Banner guys for a long time, even giving them some advice when they were modders, going commercial, helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been friends, and we've always wanted to work together. And now we've sort of formed this independent, former mod team, professional super group to get an awesome game out to fans.
Yeah, for us, this is a dream partnership as well. We've always been really close with Tripwire, and we really respect their games. We see them as one of the few studios that's bringing true innovation to the FPS genre, and that's what we're all about as well.
Well, let's take a look. This upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Das ist ruhig.
Ich fand schon beim ersten die Steuerung so mega unhandlich. Da sollst du da was drücken, so drücken, damit du so und so machst. Es war zum Kotzen.
Schlimmer als jedes Beat im Opfer.
Also da ganz ehrlich, da ist vorher auch noch handlicher. So schick wie es aussieht, aber also das mit dem Kampf ist schon so, da sollst du 2 Tasten da drücken, also da so drücken, damit du diese Kombi machst und so weiter und so weiter. Nee, also... Wow. Der war jetzt so voll nötig.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about
Chivalry.
bringing players to their favorite medieval movie battle scenes. And our flagship game mode Team Objective does that by having players complete medieval objectives like sieging castles, raiding villages, and yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar fills up. You're, like you said, burning houses, killing peasants. You know, yeah.
What was your favorite chivalry class?
Getting killed. It's really about letting the player experience every iconic moment of the era. And on top of that, we this time around we've increased the player count scale to about 2.5 times with the previous game, 64 players. And on top of that increased scale, we've added horses, which really allows us to add a lot of drama to the game and bring experiences like the Battle of the Bastards.
Der dritte hat Vorrang, natürlich.
Don't worry, we'll ignore last season. Just Battle of the Bastards is going to be in the game.
Wie langweilig. Menschenritter.
To Chivalry 2. I mean, I know it's a really critical element.
Dosenfutter.
Yeah, this time around we completely revamped. I mean, we really view our work doing here as bringing it
Ja, Menschenpaladine. Oh Gott, wie solche überhaupt. Ja, deshalb ist nicht alle in eine Guild zusammenschließen, die Solche heißt. Die Pala-Seuche. Den Server müsste ja dann auch übersehen sein mit lauter Palas.
Ganz bestimmt.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the fluidity, because in a lot of melee combat games, you hit a button and there's like a full animation swing and then you sort of resets. It's kind of these discrete, chunky times. I understand that in Chivalry 2, the swordplay operates differently.
Yeah, we kind of think of it like when you're swimming, where you're kind of constantly using both arms at the same time. And a core part of our focus this time around has been making it so that players can fight multiple opponents at the same time.
Like 1-on-3, 1-on-4.
Fight? Ooh.
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the
Fight.
becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and shooting warrior in the battlefield.
Well, I mean, I do have to ask, we're talking about swordplay and mastery, but the original Chivalry is kind of like silly fun. Like, how do you
Planet Zoo,
balance
hell
the
yeah.
mastery with the fun element?
Yeah, our goal has always been to make it so that players can take the game as seriously as they want to, and also as silly as they want to. We know that probably about half of our audience is
Briefantilope.
getting drunk, and we love that.
Geiler Name.
At least half. Yeah.
That's an important metric to track.
And the game has a huge influence from Monty Python as well. I mean, in the over-the-top voiceovers and the role-playing opportunities, I mean, the game is genuinely hilarious. As an example, you can beat a man with a chicken while quoting Shakespeare.
Like, so, like, picking up chicken is a
Yeah, physically clubbing him to death.
Well, that's excellent. Well,
Farming Simulator Battle Royale!
Chivalry 2 is coming out.
Das ist toll, klar.
Der ist gut, ey. Das ist klasse.
Coming, first week in stores.
Ja. Was sind denn das für Leute, die da schreiben?
Steve Piggott with Chivalry
Die
2.
sind echt bekloppt, ey. Gott, sind die
We're
bekloppt.
just getting started here at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Next.
Exclusive.
Connect up next.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show.
Ja, wir wissen, was wir
Gaming
gucken.
Show. Powered by Epic
Coming
Games.
up,
Coming up.
build a world for wildlife.
Planet Zoo.
From the
Ich sehe schon die ganzen Idioten spielen.
remnant from the ashes. Baldur's Gate 3
Planet Zoo wird wahrscheinlich mehr so viel ausmachen, ja.
and gameplay footage.
Na sowieso. Planet Zoo. Hallo?
Zoospiel, ein echtes Zoospiel. Nicht, was alle anderen verkackt haben.
Was Frontier bringt, ist immer gut. Was? Was ist das? Collect trillions of blobs. Was?
Was?
Okay. Drückende Stimmung. Mit ein bisschen, ja, ein wenig Psycho. Mosaik.
Mosaik.
Blub blub. Out now.
So, Kleckersperre.
That was a brand new trailer for Mosaic, a dark and atmospheric adventure game coming later this year from developer Killbyte and publisher Raw Fury. So how are you guys enjoying it so far? There's been some swords, some space stations, vampire puberty. We're listening to your
Zum
reactions.
Henker reden die nicht nur die ganze Zeit, wie toll und unglaublich die Gemeinschaft ist und ja, die Arschkriecherei.
Our next game is a Ghost themed multiplayer hide-and-seek game inspired by a popular mod. Charge up your proton packs and get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Word exclusive. Dieses Wort.
Das kann doch nicht
Kann nicht mehr. Hey. Was? Was ist das? Ist das neue Prop-Hand? Ich sag ganz ehrlich.
Da kommen die Ghostbuster.
Ist das so ein Spaßspiel oder was? Ja, da ist ein Geist und der soll sich verstecken, wa?
Jetzt sogar noch raus, wa?
Die anderen sind halt die Jäger halt, ja. Ja, total Prop-Hand ein bisschen.
Attacke!
Okay. Okay, das sieht lustig aus.
Okay, jetzt wird es sowas genommen.
Muss die mit allem abwehren noch, ey. Ist das geil. Ja, dann weiß ich ja, welche 4 Flachpfeifen das spielen werden. 4 Flachpfeifen werden jetzt sowas von gerne spielen.
Ja, die machen doch jetzt schon alle Pläne.
Ja.
Geisterstunde.
Okay.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone!
Thank you for having me.
Sam, please tell us what is going on in that. What is Midnight Ghost Hunt all about?
So, Midnight Ghost
Prop Hunt der Extraklasse. Punkt.
You can play either as ghosts or ghost hunters, like a 4v4 format. The ghosts
Jo,
can hide
was
inside
anderes
every
spielen
objects
lassen,
around the haunted house.
Natürlich.
Lässt sich schon überall inspirieren. Man setzt es dann halt nur noch besser um nochmal.
Yeah, and if I'm understanding correctly, it's not about
Gegen ein neues Ghostmaster hätte ich nichts, aber dann nochmal richtig umgesetzt.
It's actually, you would do that so that way you can keep running away from the behind.
Exactly. So the main objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock strikes midnight. Midnight being kind of the hour of the ghosts, basically. They can fight back if they like, but in general, they want to try to hide. But if there's a hunter kind of off by himself, he can quickly just hit him in the back of the head and knock him out real quick, and he has less hunters to deal with.
I see. Well, what's the identity of the hunter? You can see
Hey.
furniture flying all over the place. What do the hunters do?
So the hunters, it kind of can be divided into two different segments. The first part of the game is kind of almost like a detective game because they're sort of trying to figure out where the ghosts are hiding. It's not really obvious at first glance. So they've got gadgets like a footprint tracker, like a radar like you saw, to try to narrow down where in the haunted house these ghosts are hiding. As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghost.
Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on Gary's mod called Prop Hunt.
So that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the props fight back. You saw the furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide seek sort of mashup.
Gewisse Leute würden bestimmt aber nicht still sitzen, ne?
The things that you're hunting. So that changes up the dynamic.
I want to ask about when the clock strikes midnight. We saw the very spooky red color pop up. We didn't see what happens
Hast
then.
du einen Geist gesehen? Nein. Noch nie. Warum sagen so viele ja?
All the lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all the ghosts that were destroyed actually return.
Den verarschen? Warum sagen so viele ja?
They glow very brilliant red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work together to stay alive long enough.
Seid ihr sicher, dass es nicht ein Schatten war, den ihr gesehen habt?
When it gets to midnight, are you talking like what, 90% of the time? Like 90, yeah, because the ghosts are so overpowered and the hunters are doing whatever they can to try to prevent midnight from even occurring by destroying all ghosts and clearing the house.
Well, awesome. When can people get the chance to try out Midnight Ghost Hunt?
So we'll be running an alpha event later in the summer. You can sign up at midnightghosthunt.com. I'd also like to give a shout out to our Discord, discord.gg/midnightghosthunt. Later in the summer, we'll be giving out keys on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Well, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Malone from Voltage Sky Games. For our next title, we got Frankie up in the balcony, and if I understand correctly, Frankie, this is a sequel.
You do understand correctly, Sean, yes. It's a big sequel to a small indie game. Unexplored 2 is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to find the schemes, clever and solve its mystery. Explore a beautiful world, engage with its creatures, and befriend its people. Search for magic lakes and ancient statues until you die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Exclusive. Mal wieder. Was? Was ist das denn, ey? Okay. Aha.
One of the biggest bang for your buck that you can get when building a new rig is investing in a new monitor. And here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Del Cerro. Welcome, Dean. What you got for us?
Samsung C27 RG5 curved gaming monitor.
Well, let's take a look.
Ja, ja. Gaming Monitor. Ach ja. Wenn es doch nur so schön wäre.
So it's a 240 Hz curved gaming account. We believe it's the world's first. So you have lag-free and carefree performance.
Aber naja.
And we think that the curve, it's 1500
Alles immer zu teuer und weiß ich nicht.
experience you want to get from the traditional flat panel.
And I wanted to ask a little bit about some of the color specs.
Sure, it's a 3000:1 contrast ratio. So you get those deeper blacks, brighter whites,
Right.
so you'll see your enemies first when they see you in dark scenes.
Yeah, and I understand it also has G-Sync. I saw that flashing
And
on the screen
it's
as
the
well.
first G-Sync compatible monitor, so we're super excited about that.
Well, since this is the PC gaming show, and we're showing off a huge variety of games here, what are the types of games that you would expect that 240 Hz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person shooters is really going to benefit.
Right. Well, of course, I have to ask, not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking here?
So it'll be available at Mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 months in.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's 27 inches.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, so our gaming lineup expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to 49-inch dual QHD. Check out Samsung.com/gaming240 or see us in the back of the room for more info.
Yeah, that's right. For any of the audience that's there, you can go there for it.
It's not 4K.
It's not 4K.
Not for that price point.
Well, I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great presentations and games coming up. Let's look at what's coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Stay tuned for more announcements, trailers, and never before seen image, including
Coming up.
answers burning questions about Borderlands 3, the next game from Clay Entertainment. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris, and more. And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
Ja, das kommt als nächstes.
Hello everyone, thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever.
Alles klar.
And naturally, we would like to show some of the cool stuff that we've been working on. So, without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Something strange is going on.
Evil. Evil. Total evil.
It's so evil.
Sehr nett.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Con. Could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to
Okay.
happens to me.
Es spricht.
Conan.
Oh Gott. Strategiespiel.
Ein Strategie in Conan oder so. Oh Mann. Wer es mag. Moons of Madness.
Halloween. Da wissen wir auch schon, was die Leute spielen werden zu Halloween.
Madness. Der Wahnsinn ist überall.
Ist schon wieder Casulo unterwegs, macht er einen Ausflug?
Ja, scheinbar. Der nimmt doch schon wo allen anderen aktuellen Spielen noch Reise aus.
Da steht eine Show. Diese Tiefer.
Ja.
Who would have thought? My son, off to fly among the stars.
Please welcome to the stage, founder and director of Mighty Kingdom, Philip Mays.
So yeah, at Funcom we've been doing our own games for over 26 years now. But recently we had the great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mays. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us on something a little different.
Thank you, Natasha. So on April 1st this year, we put out a little trailer for something called Conan Chop Chop. And considering the date, it was perhaps no surprise that people decided that that was April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
Exclusive. Content. Mighty Kingdom.
Look at that crest.
Genau. Quite possibly the best Conan game yet.
Ja.
Ja, yet. Was ist das denn? Oh mein Gott.
Das erinnert mich an ein anderes Spiel.
Was ist das denn für eine knuffelige Dinge?
Das ist geil. Das soll auch Spaß machen.
Oh, a chibi Conan game using roguelike elements. Ja.
Oh Gott. Muss nicht immer alles so realistisch sein.
Ja, vor allen Dingen muss bei Conan nicht immer so blutig und wesentlich sein, ne? Conan, Chop Chop. Wie das aussieht, knuffig.
Das kommt dann also wirklich.
So there you have it, Conan Chop Chop. It's a roguelike action-adventure game. It's very
Eine
real, and it's
April-Ankündigung,
coming
die
to
nicht mal ein
PC,
April-Scherz
Xbox
war.
One, PlayStation 4
Hä?
and Nintendo
Eine
Switch.
April-Scherz-Ankündigung, ein April-Scherz war an dem Tag.
We also have a playable version here at E3 at our demo room.
Ihr
So if you want to
Schlingel.
give Stick Figure Conan a try, then please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Last Oasis is a nomadic survival game set in a post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating. The last humans need to outrun the active open-world environment. Good times. But cheer up, sunshine. This is one of the most original-looking multiplayers we've seen, with interesting ideas underneath. A player-driven economy and some truly incredible death machines. Coming to early access on Steam on July 15th. Let's take a trip to the last Oasis.
Können die alle mit dieser Postapokalypse aufhören, Mann?
Nein, können sie nicht.
Vor allem postapokalyptische Spiele. Das ist schön.
Ach, diese solchen Strategiedinger. Otta. Wo bleiben die Spiele, auf die man nicht verratet?
Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director Leonard Sass and principal gameplay developer Tom Bird. Welcome, guys. Good to be here. So, Leonard, just give us the gist of what Age of Wonders Planetfall is all about.
Sure. Age of Wonders is a turn-based strategy game where you play as one of the survivors of a shattered galactic empire. At the start of the game, you choose or create your own faction. Yeah. They include the Vanguard Expeditionary Forces, who are in cryosleep when everything went to hell. There's scavenging cyborgs, or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs to battle.
You know, I want to ask, because there's a pretty broad range of 4X strategy games, to give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning of a game. What happens when you first land on the planet?
Well, each race has their own spaceship. The spaceship comes down onto the planet. The planet is where the entire game takes place. And that spaceship will then transform into your capital colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little storyline, most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters, a temple with holes in the sky and horrible demons. Get you.
And I did see in the trailer dinosaurs with lasers, correct?
Dinosaurs with lasers.
Perfect.
Cats with lasers. No, sorry. No, cats with lasers.
I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you. Cats with lasers. I'm settled with dinosaurs. You know, I saw the expansive tech tree show up in the game briefly, and I know that growing resource and tech is a huge part of strategy games. How does that function?
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race. They sort of represent the past of where you came from. They include new units, new modules for your units, like jetpacks for your troopers, orbital laser cannons to launch from space, social doctrines, not all about war. And then the second part of your tech tree comes from your secret technology, and that's all about the future of your faction. So you can create like a combination between man and machine or man and computers. Others include doomsday technologies that allows you to infect the entire population with alien brain-eating parasites, or win the game by splitting space-time.
I love many details you're giving me of the horrors that await on the planet.
The future is not a pretty place.
Well, I want to ask about some of the combat that we saw. Because in a lot of strategy games, the combat can be very brief. It just, you know, shows two armies pinging off each other. But I understand that the tactical layer is quite rich.
Right, so when combat starts, you'll see, like on the world map, maybe like a little sort of space lab or something like that. When you go into combat, you will zoom all the way in, and you will be inside the lab. You'll see all the pipes and all of the goops flowing around. All of your units, which you've been putting together and built, are now deployed. In turn-based combat, you can move into cover, use your abilities, shoot laser cannons. Maybe you've chosen the Dwarves, you've got like a bunch of space dwarves and little metal suits, have big holes in the ground, like shoot from the holes. Maybe you've chosen the Kirkos with horrible alien bug monsters. They run forwards and slash people and puke acid on them, that kind of thing.
I mean, how long do some of these battles wind up lasting?
It depends. A short battle can be maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but at the end of the game, you know, you've got a massive siege, you've got 20 units on your side, 20 units on their side, you've got orbital cannons blasting holes in the world, and that can maybe take 30 minutes.
Well, talk to us about when we can play the game.
Okay. The game is due this August 6th. It's going to be available on PC, multiple platforms, consoles, and it's available for pre-order now.
Well, lovely. Hey, what's that URL?
It's aow-planetfall.com.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's less than 2 months away. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you for sharing the horrors of the future. And for our next game, Frankie, I have to ask you, what year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy. Europe lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic Plan D. A brave band of heroes cast the Fuhrer into hell, but little do they know, the nightmare is far from over. Achtung! This is a world exclusive reveal of the next shooter from the makers of Sniper Elite 4.
Ja.
Rated M for mature.
Oh nein. Eine Horde von irgendwelchen Kreaturen.
So innovativ.
Meine Güte.
Oh, sehr nett. Danke für diese Detaillierung. Als ob Mortal Kombat nicht reicht schon, ey.
Man weiß doch total, wie immer.
Nö, ja, schon eine Masse.
Ist auch so eine Party?
Zombie Army. Also klar.
Langweilig, Mann.
Later on the PC gaming show.
Noch lauter geht's nicht!
JRPGs. What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir
Der Saftsäcke mit ihrer lauten Musik immer da draußen, ey.
and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3 and more.
Ja, aber kriegt man mal die richtig spannenden Dinger gezeigt?
Warte immer noch auf etwas, was mich begeistert.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes. In that trailer, we got the chance to see so much new gameplay footage in new environments. Let's welcome the CEO of Gunfire Games, David Adams. So David, I want to ask right away, for those who are unfamiliar with Remnant from the Ashes, what kind of game is it?
So Remnant's a co-op action shooter set on an apocalyptic Earth and across a bunch of cool fantasy worlds.
And I mean, in that trailer, we got the chance to see a huge variety of environments. Like, what are these different places? Who's the player in the story?
So as a player, you're on sort of an Odyssey-like quest to save the world, and we really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales that you go to just to experience a bunch of different stuff. You start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus in the game. That you could play through it 10 times and still be seeing new bosses, new monsters, new locations. How exactly does that work?
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation system. So we generate the maps, the enemies, the quests, NPCs, bosses, everything.
You built those all by hand, right?
Yeah, it's all hand scripted, but the system takes all the pieces and stitches them together. So you might play the game and come into work and say, hey, I talked to a giant tree and fought a dragon boss, and I'll be like, I met a guy in a helicopter, an old guy in a helicopter, and killed a tree in it. We'd have completely different experiences and playing the same game.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore what all the possibilities are.
Yeah, you can play the game over and over again to see the stuff. You can jump into your friend's world to experience the content in their world, and that's a big part of the game, just jumping in and seeing what you get.
Well, I want to ask about loot, which is, I understand, a big part of the game. How does it function alongside this ever-shifting gameplay experience?
Yeah, the loot in the game is all legendary items, and it's tied into the dynamic generation. So if you fight a boss, or meet an NPC, or get a cool unique side quest, it generally coincides with a cool unique item. It might be a boss weapon, or a magical item, or armor. So if you play the game, you get all completely different events. You'll have different equipment than I have.
And in the trailer, I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these. You mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game is full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game is definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so awesome. There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses, or fight out different events, or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, man, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date? Where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on PC and Xbox and PS4, and if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks so much for talking to us about Remnant. And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of Borderlands 3 everything you want to know. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, just use hashtag PCGamingShow. And until that time, let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlets. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Games Store in one short month on July 11th in alpha. Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Okay. Ja. Also. Elsa.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Borens from Fragt Development. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
So, Planet Zoo is a new management sim game for us. It involves you building and you get to look after the most authentic animals we believe those.
Das ist so toll.
Ja. Doch mal Zeit, also davon hat jetzt.
Ein richtiges Vorspiel, nicht dieses vorgefertigte.
Das wird es bei Planet Zoo wohl nicht so geben. Ist halt wie Planet Coaster.
Ich finde es immer so niedlich, wenn du ins Forum von Steam gehst, so dieses sie kommen damit nicht klar, das ist ja mehr ein Bauspiel als, ja, genau das wollten die Leute. Sie wollten freie Hand darüber. Sie haben darauf gehört, nur weil du so blöd bist. Mal abgesehen davon, du kannst ja auch Bauwerke runterladen, wenn du selber kannst.
Manchmal ist es doch gut, wenn man das komplett hier eingestalten kann und nicht schon alles vorgekaut ist.
Dann lässt du sie alle
Manchmal ist doch bescheuert, wenn schon irgendwie Löwengehege schon vorgekaut ist.
Ja, so ein Dings, ja.
Das ist doch genau richtig.
Das ist genau das, was Zoo-Tycoon sein sollte.
Das ist doch perfekt.
Ehrlich, da muss es erst jemand anderes wieder machen, so das, was es war.
Ja, und dann komplett tausende Nachahmer wieder.
Ja, wie immer.
Und wo ist eine Abteilung für kleine Nagas?
Genau.
Für Hasis und Schweinchen?
Und die Meerschweinchen, los, Armee.
Fehlt da.
5. November.
Ist doch schneller da, als du glaubst.
Musst dich noch gedulden, ach du arme Sau. Aber vielleicht kommt man ja früher irgendwie mal rein.
So kannst du denn nicht vorbestellen.
Ja. Das weiß man ja nicht.
You go there, you want to be, learning about conservation, you want to learn about the research that they're doing, you want to be educated, and these are all things you're going to be able to do in Planet Zoo. And these ideas of the modern zoo is really what we take to heart, that we're going to be promoting the health and the welfare of your animals as the most important thing to do. And Piers, when can we see more gameplay, and when are we going to get our hands on it ourselves?
So we're obviously demoing the game all this week at E3, but most people aren't able to see that. So we've recorded a presentation. Lisa's done a fantastic voiceover for it, and we'll be releasing that onto Frontier's YouTube channel. That goes live this Friday at 11 AM Pacific time.
Freitag gibt es mehr Gameplay zu sehen, also auf ihrem Kanal.
Thank you so much for joining us. Piers and Lisa, everyone.
Hast du verstanden?
Hm?
Freitag, diesen Freitag auf ihrem Kanal gibt es mehr zu sehen. Gameplay. Gut, dass ich verstehe.
Vitamine, ich hab nur das gelesen noch.
Wenn du hingehört hast, das heißt, ich schon verstanden habe.
Ja. Ja, ich sehe schon wirklich die ganzen Flachzeiten wieder rumgammeln. Ah, Gottes Willen, Alter! Das hat sich jetzt gerade so gut gehalten. Flachzange.
Das Netz stirbt.
Ja, genau so wirkt das nämlich.
Dann schmeiß mal Heiden rein.
Also created the Shenmue series, and he's here to talk about Shenmue 3 right now. Take it away, Masato.
Shenmue.
Standing on the stage today.
それと20年支えてくれたファンの皆さんありがとう。
I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting me for the long 20 years. Thank you very much.
That's right, let's take a world exclusive look at Shenmue 3.
Ich hab gerade im Zoo nach.
So. So wie du.
Honestly, I don't think your kung fu is strong enough.
Grandmaster,
Was auch immer.
A long time ago, martial arts were bad, but
Ach ja. Kung Fu. Gibt irgendwie auch nicht genügend gute Kung Fu Spiele.
Das ist schwer, sowas umzusetzen, oder?
Ja, gerade mit so umfangreicher Kampfkunst, ne? Ist das schwierig. Hui!
Japanese guy you got in our way. You've got some guts to barge in here on your own.
Okay.
I know so many people have been waiting for Shenmue 3. I would like to once again thank you so much. Thank you, Yusan, for joining us today. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Ja, wenn die ganzen Zweien vorher
Our next title is near and dear to my childhood heart. It's based upon a game I grew up playing called Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Let's take a look at an upcoming collaboration between Coffee Stain Studios and Lava Potion.
Was? Okay, Pixel. Überall Pixel. Ziemlich viele Pixel. Fake! Ich bring diese Scheiße um, ey.
Internet. Warum reden, wenn man singen kann?
Songs of Conquest. Scheint ja nett zu sein. Scheint ja eigentlich nett zu sein, aber ich warte immer noch auf ein Ultimate Might and Magic.
I mean, let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start off with in the town that you just saw in the trailer, and from there you recruit your wielders, what we call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. They go exploring the world, they pick up resources, the black mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town, so you can get more stuff, and that's what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build the township, but for what reason?
Anno, der kriegt man Lust so auf Heroes.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go to combat, you bring
ein ultimatives Heroes, bitte. Mit allem drum und dran.
Sure. They go in initiative order, and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like Bordelons and face spirits.
Right, weapons and so on,
and all those things.
And you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within them. So like the soul. So troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, you want to destroy their magic with powerful troops.
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming?
Late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for Alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
My wallet is going to literally catch fire.
Is an update to a popular co-op game.
That's good.
Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
Fuck. Sehr interessant. Ah ja. Ich habe das für ganz was anderes gehalten, aber gut.
You just saw the reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2, which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her find your favorite actors behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In Panther, you're an artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a simple drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Lawn Industries and publisher Wolf Fury, here's a first ever look at Fragt.
As we all know, reaching the red planet is not humanity's greatest achievement. Transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we failed. So they can build us a home on that distant, dusty rock. Today, Amy reaches Mars and begins their mission. Amy, are you with us?
Of course, I'm with you, Houston.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, our next guest set players back in time to rewrite history. But for his debut project with indie studio Panache Digital Games, he's going to take us back 10 million years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about ancestors is creative director and co-founder Patrice Desalegn. Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you for having me. Really happy to be here. Been waiting 10 years to come back on a big stage at E3 showing up again.
Well, it's fantastic to have you back. I just want to ask, what inspired you to tell the story of human evolution?
Well, when I started Panache, I needed a game, an open world game, in which you can do a lot of things. You need a character in a 3D environment at first. And I said, oh, I'm the historical guy, I'm the historical dude, so I need a historical period. They said, oh, let's go back at the very beginning. It'll be easier to do. Because I won't have to build a city, I won't have to build technology, and I was a bit naive. Because we built Africa 10 million years ago. And that's easy to do.
It doesn't sound easy. I mean, how do you turn those games into gameplay?
Well, you play our last common ancestor, right, of all the big apes, and then you have to explore your environment, and eventually you expand your territory, you expand your clan, because you're not playing that one badass character. You play a group of badass characters. And eventually you evolve into different species up until Lucy the Australopithecus were roughly 2 million years ago.
I imagine our ancestors had a lot more issues to deal with than we do today. There's going to be a lot more dangers in this world. Tell me a bit more about this.
Well, it's all about from a prey to a predator. Basically, at the beginning of the game, everybody's there to kill you and devour you. And basically at the end, it's pretty much you. You're the predator, everybody's afraid of you. And that's the idea of ancestors, the humankind, Odyssey.
So, Therese, ultimately, what is the key to evolving your plan successfully?
Curiosity, you need to explore, because, you know, I made a game about characters and you needed to follow the story I wrote for you. This time, you're basically writing the story. Right? There's no story per se inside. It's not about going and seeing mission givers. It's not about looking at the mini-maps and the little dots. It's about you, hey, Homo sapiens. Can you survive like our ancestors did? And that's the question I'm asking the players. It'll be for you to answer that question August 27th.
Well, I was going
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much. As Patrice says, Ancestors will be released August 27th, and you can learn more at ancestors.com.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Perfect times. Okay. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Was ist das denn gewesen, ey? What will you play next? I don't know.
Dieselben Spiele wie bisher.
Oh, solange es nicht was gibt, was einen wirklich wieder fesseln könnte.
Das ist der Punkt, man findet nicht wirklich viel immer.
And one more thing. Im Bar. Was?
Aber das jetzt hier verschieden. Das soll ich doch schon.
Please welcome to the stage, Lauren Lee, founder and CEO of Dragon Nest.
Indeed, auto chess has turned out to be a sensation, with hundreds of thousands, millions of players getting a taste of it. And here to talk about it's coming to PC is Lauren Lee. Take it away, Lauren.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren Lee. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm the CEO and founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really exciting moment for us. As the trailer says, this is a really engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragon's now is working with the creator of Auto Chess, Total Studio. We are working together to bring Auto Chess to our world, both on PC and mobile. so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy a simple fun of auto chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the game engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best game engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal, I believe we can finish our job, make it efficient. And today, I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Games Store. I look forward to playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Loring Lee. Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above. I understand it's an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, Sean, because one of the things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Chris Tales is a great example of that. A gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team in Colombia. Chris Tales' spin on the genre brings a unique perspective that lets you see the past, present, and future on one screen at the same time. So you'll see the future change based on the decisions in real time. Here's the world-exclusive reveal of Chris Tales.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be, if you knew how it ends, would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to fight? If you learn from the past and act in the present, you can rewrite the future.
Interessant. What the fuck? Die Kleine mit der Riesenwaffe. Die Big Fucking Gun.
BFG.
It's one of the ridiculous alien weapons from our next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Torrigan. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium,
Kann man mir diese Waffe geben? Die sieht cool aus. Ich behalte die gerne.
overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the arcane evil at its very heart. Get ready to rip the galaxy a new wormhole from publisher Big Sugar. This is Valfaris.
Totales Geschrote.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer. I'm very excited for our next guest. In case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director of Borderlands 3. Beautiful's a new one. Thanks. Yeah, there you go, Paul. Welcome. I mean, there's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so we talked about our vault hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about Mose. And she is our gunner vault hunter, so she has a big mech, so it's one of the things. All about loot. We're talking about, the different loot, such as shields, grenades, other things, going to different planets, so a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, yeah, so I'll tell you everything I can. So Mose, again, like I said, she's a mech pilot. She has this big mech, it's called Iron Bear. She gets into Iron Bear. Yeah. We have multiple action skills, which means that she can equip either a minigun or a railgun or a flamethrower. If you want to barbecue your enemy, something like that.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, Mose is a terrifically fun character for us.
Now, we've been excited to be collating a whole bunch of community questions. We're going to break them into two categories. First, there's a whole bunch of repeat questions that I want to make sure we get to right now. One of the big categories is about loot. Because you mentioned having a billion guns earlier, but what can you tell us about some of the other gear, the other progression systems right in the game?
Yeah, so let's talk about grenades, like one of my favorite things that we don't get to talk about a lot. So in the past we've had grenades, they've had one thing, they can bounce, they can stick to different things, Yeah, this time we're combining all of those things. So for instance, the other day I was playing and I threw a grenade and that grenade had a bounce, it would stick, an explosion would come out, and the grenade would fire guns as it was going through, right? So we have a ton of different grenades that are in there. Shield where if you duck, that shield will stand up in front of you, so there's just tons of different things that we have with our characters. Class mods are unique, and they give you skills this time as well as enhancing skills.
I also remember earlier you mentioned about artifacts. What are artifacts?
So artifacts are, we kind of concentrated on hey, does the game feel fluid? Can I, slide into things? Can I jump? Can I mantle? Right. So when we were playing with that, we actually slid into a barrel, right? The barrel exploded. We're well, that's kind of fun. Yeah. So why don't we do something like that? So our artifacts actually add certain things to movement. So for instance, you can slide faster. You can slide, and every time you slide, there's an explosion. We have something we call
a second category of questions unrelated to loot. Well, there's going to be a single-player campaign. What's going to be happening after the campaign? What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end-game content you can talk about?
All right, end-game content. Okay, well, let's see through. So I can give a little bit. So we have this thing we call the Guardian system. So for those of you who played Borderlands before, you might remember Badass Ranks. Badass Ranks, you can get, it's basically kind of an infinite progression system that added to your stats. Yeah. We doubled down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills and different skins that you can open up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is every character that you play on that account gets the benefits of Guardian Rank.
Oh, interesting. All right, last category we're going to go through, and then we're going to hit some rapid-fire questions. How do the boss fights in Borderlands 3 compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? Those are big aspects. How do you build upon that?
Right, so I think of a boss fight, I'm an old school Nintendo fan, right? So I love huge boss fights that have phases and stuff like that. So now those people, smart people in the audience know that we've talked about going to vaults instead of vault, right? And so there are different huge boss encounters there that are just multi-phase boss encounters. We have a lot of different mini bosses throughout the game, so a lot of different boss encounters throughout the game.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First, from Casteray, how will you be handling multiplayer?
Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time. So,
awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question.
I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question.
All right, great. Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new companion a siren?
People are asking the right questions. That's what I will say about that.
Oh, tease.
I'm sorry.
All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside Vault Hunters?
Yes.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. What's the level cap at launch?
50.
Will we get to see Flak?
Yes.
Will we see golden keys and or shift codes for Borderlands 3?
Absolutely.
Will there be duels?
Yes.
Other kinds of PvP?
Yes and no.
And also maybe.
Perfect. Yeah.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters?
Absolutely, right from the start.
Perfect. And when is the damn game coming out?
Friday the 13th, 2019, September 13th.
Perfect. Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you.
And once again, if you have not seen all the setups in downtown Borderlands, oh, it feels beautiful.
Ey, komm, ey, seid doch echt... Ich hasse das hier. Schmutzig zum... Vielleicht sollten die mal eine andere Kodierung versuchen für ihren Scheiß. Okay. Na, no. Tolles Kostüm.
So schlafen gehen.
We revealed a man eater to the world. Can you remind everyone who missed it what the game's all about?
Absolutely. Man-Eater is an open-world action RPG, or shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to survive in this harsh world and try to
das Lied nicht vermisst.
The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore, and evolve. And we also have someone we'd like you to meet.
Well, let's meet him and let's take a look at the new trailer.
Okay. The fuck? What? Yeah.
Come any closer with that camera, we too good to tussle.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Appallingly dressed fishing in the trailer, because quite frankly, not even I would eat.
That was Scaly Pete, and Scaly Pete's the villain.
Press F to respect the shark.
Is a best fisherman in the Gulf, best shark fisherman, or he'll tell you.
Press F to pay respect.
He disfigures our baby shark.
Drücke F, um Respekt zu zollen.
He's not a very nice guy.
Das geht schon irgendwie auf den Sack, ey. Wer hat sich denn das eigentlich wieder ausgedacht, ey? Ja, und jeder folgt immer diesem Trend dann, ey. Er soll immer cool sein wollen.
Aber die sind ja alle so individuell, weißt du?
Arsch.
And based on that trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game. And but we like to think of the game as a shark-tastic action game. It's like GTA if you were a shark.
Kannst einen auf High machen. Perfekt für die ganzen Spacken.
We spent a lot of time moving through the water, reaching out, and adding abilities to go along the beach for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the shark PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to level up, your shark will grow a little bit, it'll get more powerful. And then at key phases, we call them life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark and you're about to become an adult. When you become an adult, you take a big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that allows you to jump to incredible heights. Or you could get mutated lungs that allow you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming out?
So we're really hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date, but we're pretty certain you're going to see it before the next PC gaming show.
Well, I hope we do, John. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start fighting people. In fact, I'm quite hungry at the moment, so I think actually I'm going to find an audience member because you guys look tasty. So I'll see you in a bit. I'm just going to have a snack. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Jetzt.
Nur für echte Spieler.
Der absolute Komfort. Der Gaming Chair. Cool.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by iWin for the PC Gaming show is that I get to sit for this next segment and talk to you about Terraria. Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30 million copies. Part of the reason why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up, Terraria Journey's End.
Oh Gott. Da war ein Häschen. Heißt?
Eine große neue Erweiterung.
Tja, kannst du dich da freuen.
Ja, du darfst jederzeit einsteigen. Wir erobern die kleine Terrarium-Welt. Nein, das
Tup. Oh. Okay.
Was ist das? Was soll das denn jetzt?
The next title that we're going to be looking at is a game that is the spiritual successor to her story. It's called Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you. Now, if you haven't played her story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with the murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies is the premise?
So, like her story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has
Ich finde langsam wird das nicht so cool werden.
which contains
Also es ist so arschig dunkel.
intimate private conversations between our four characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Once upon a time. It's late, I gotta get her in the bathroom.
I don't love you and I don't miss you.
You already know too much.
Wer so immer.
Oh, Sam, I got some questions for you. Now, what we've just seen, talk to me about the mechanics. I mean, I saw, put subtitles up, highlighting, it was loading more video footage. What's going on?
So what we do in Telling Lies is we take all of the exploration you would have in a normal video game, so all that walking around in a 3D world, and we apply that directly into the story, to the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these clips, paying close attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext, listening to names, people, places, and with that information, you're going to use that to find more clips, dig into those, and over time, kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? How many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here, so it's a story that encompasses 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I said, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity, just lose yourself in this story, all the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer in this kind of game, what is it like to actually try to have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing specific footage or performing?
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was not unlike a movie or a TV show, and we had to understand it A to B. And so, for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order. But we actually stay pretty linear in how we approach the story. We went after it like all the other times we're actors. We just went after intention, and then what do we want? And we tried to make it as deep. It's got a lot of scope. But we wanted to make it as deep as possible, and Sam is one of the best movie or TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, we should see. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played her story, it's quick to play through, it's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course, waiting to find out, when can we play Telling Lies?
Very soon. Very soon, I promise. We'll have a date soon. Right now, you can go to Steam, you can wish list on Steam, we all love Steam. And yeah, very soon. We'll be showing a little bit more during E3, and the game will be out. Very soon.
Fantastic.
To get it out there.
Yeah. As soon as humanly possible. Well, Sam, Logan, thanks so much for joining me on stage. Once again, Telling Lies. Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep telling me I have to play because of how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well, one of my favourite parts of last year's show, aside from being upstaged by a giant duck, was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mom Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
tell me about the new stuff the players are going to be able to experience. I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am because it's real. Because you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the Space Ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know, taking the enemies like the Corpus and the Grineer, giving them their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down bad guys.
And when have you get to see more?
Well, TennoCon is in London, Ontario. It's July 6th, and you can come watch it online on Twitch. We're going to be showing a lot more in our image for what Empyrean is going to be.
Oh, today I'm getting filled for the suit, so what's the deal with that sleep? You know, just crying over I get my tenor on into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but you know, there are ways. So yeah, you just have to watch like your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it, but hopefully stay for the whole hour because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon.
Thank you.
Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today. Nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential space jazz odyssey set during the Big Bang. Yeah, it's actually blowing my mind learning about this one. Buckle up, everyone, because we're about to get bonkers with Genesis Noir.
Genesis Noir's beautiful stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western inspired project from Studio Andy Games. El Hijo, once again, is the title of the trailer we just saw. For our final guest tonight, please join me in welcoming from Larian Studios CEO Sven Dinkin, and from Dungeons & Dragons and Wizards of the Coast, the creative director of Dungeons & Dragons, Mike Merles, to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014. And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said, yeah. But we had a long chat about what the vision would be for the game. And then we kept on bumping into each other. And then suddenly in 2016, I get a phone call from Nate Stewart, who was the big boss and the head of Dungeons and Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. And we're going to have dinner, a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was Baldur's Gate 3. And in it was pretty much everything that we talked about. He says, I'm going to present this to my board. Do you still want to do it? Of course, I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating. And here we are.
I mean, what does the Baldur's Gate franchise mean to you?
Oh, to me, it's the crown jewel of D&D computer games, right? I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was that finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it just means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's, you know, such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is such an important part of the movie that goes as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now, but obviously you're going to go to the city, because you start in the city. You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see all the iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places. As far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements, because obviously, you know, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, you know, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with Player Handbook, which is basically basic rules set.
And which Player Handbook?
5th edition. Yeah. And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work at all, because it is a video game. This was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things. And then we had to add things on top of it, because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then the game master
start a fight with a pigeon. It's like, okay, roll for that there.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game. But we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out?
Well, I could, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask an asking question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
That's just an example, it's fine, we're just talking.
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily going to be described inside the book.
Interesting. And I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role,
What ist das beste RPG in den letzten
you have tons of data.
Ja, wie viele Skyrim sagen,
Niemals.
Really
Keiner
what it comes
davon.
down to is providing the stories. You know, we think of Dungeons and Dragons, the universe of D&D. It's like
Der
a
Skyrim Bild hat
Dungeons
echt
and
keine
Dragons
Ahnung.
players to
Das
go
ist nicht mal mehr ein
into and build
RPG.
their own stories. So working with Larry and working with Ben, a lot of it was just
Armes Dragon Age. 1% nur.
You know, like I remember one of our first meetings, we just laid out a map of all the games
Das tut jetzt aber weh.
and asking a lot of questions like, what
Ja, wie meine. Jetzt ist auf einmal Witcher dann ganz oben,
And
ey.
then for the in terms of the system support, you know, what does it mean?
Ja, natürlich, The Witcher ist schon geil, das RPG.
Character race and character class.
Ja, weil
So
ich
that,
finde
you know, if you have your favorite class in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much. Tabletop is really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate.
Ja, ja.
And we're talking a
Ich
moment
warte immer noch
about
auf ein Meerschweinchen-RPG. Bestes Spiel instant.
the second game that we want to talk about, and on a new technology known as
Ja, wenn man es selber macht.
I understand that there is
Mhm.
a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one side, all the different games coming together to tell one grand story of the city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent of Avernus. And it is the next chapter. It's a Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah. So this gives you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. And also gives you a complete level 1 to 13 campaign that takes you to the main streets of Baldur's Gate, to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players the question, do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate or send it to damnation? So we're putting that right player.
I have to ask Spence a question on a lot of people's minds. Can you talk to us about expected release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time. Yeah, they're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready. This is the game that we want to play, so we want to make sure it's really, really good. And then when that's the case, then we'll release it.
Well, I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you.
On Baldur's Gate 3, goodbye. Goodbye, guys. Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's bring up on the stage the fantastic Frankie Ward. Come here, Frankie.
Hello. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Hasn't this audience been absolutely fantastic today?
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show. We want to give an enormous thanks to all of you who tuned in live. We want to, of course, thank all of you who personally showed up this morning, and of course the sponsors who helped make this possible. Epic Game Store, Island, Frontier, Funcom, Paradox, Interactive, Hovercast, Perfect World, Rebellion, Tripwire, and Samsung. As you know, PC Gaming is a platform. It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask, Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely manager slightly awkwardly then I also want to eat things. Maybe elephant or alluded, so man-eater, of course.
I'm personally looking forward to Songs of Conquest, and as you've heard, there's games coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins tomorrow. Big shout out to all the other press conferences. Hello again, Drop Frames. Good to see you 2 years in a row. We hope you all have a fantastic time at E3 and go play some games and make some friends. See you next year. Bye bye bye.
Oh, mein Gott, wir haben es geschafft, ey. Oh. So. Das war's. Und morgen gibt es dann erstmal ein paar weitere Ladungen von anderen. Ja, Ubisoft steht noch an. Und Square.
Square warte ich noch nichts. Ich sag ja, ich warte von keinem irgendwas.